Money Magazine in early 2014 came up with an article called 100 Ways to Build Wealth. Well, I'm going to change it to 20 ways that I think are important for professionals. This will be two parts. This is part one. Number one, savings always trumps investing. How much you put away is a lot more important than where it goes or how it's spent, how it's invested. Investments, fees, strategies, which I talk about all the time, are not as important as how much money you can put away each year. Number two, save as much as you can in Roths early in your career. You pay taxes on them now at a low rate. They grow tax-free, and they're tax-free when you take them out in retirement. Get as much as you can into Roths, either an IRA or a 401k. Interestingly, Vanguard now, half of their 401k plans can be invested in Roths. Number three, have an emergency fund. You wouldn't know how many professionals have medical emergencies that can bring them close to bankruptcy or into bankruptcy. I have several doctor friends who really had big problems, huge problems financially for years afterwards because of a medical problem. I know of another doctor, a dentist in Albuquerque, who had a big emergency fund. He had a stroke and was out for 6 months. He cruised back in and did well. Have an emergency fund. How much should it be? Approximately 6 months of your spending, which for most professionals is between $40,000 and $100,000. Not your income, but what you spend. Number four, if an employer offers a 401k match to you or your spouse, take it to the max. Take it to the max. This is free money. Do this even before paying down debt. This is one of the few areas where I'll say invest rather than pay down debt. Number five, windfall gift. Say you get $10,000, $50,000, $500,000 as a windfall. Could be an inheritance. Where do you put it? First of all, pay down debt. Second of all, invest it, even in an after-tax fund. Number six, do not trade stocks and bonds. Active trading via numerous studies shows that you get anywhere between 2 and 7% less per year actively investing versus passively investing. 2 to 7%. The average of the studies is about 4% less. If we take that 4% less growth per year over a 65-year investing lifetime, you only have 20% of what you would have had with a very, very low-cost index fund. 20%, you lose 80% of growth. That's crazy. Number seven, use target date funds. They have low fees. They're 0.2% or less at Vanguard. They rebalance for you. They're easy. They do well. You don't have to do anything. They cover the whole market. They diversify crazy. They are in stocks, bonds, international bonds. They cover everything. Number eight, economist Alan Grindal has an interesting thought, and I agree with it. As the ratio of middle-aged people goes higher and increases more than the number of 20 to 34-year-olds, the young adults, when the ratio of middle-aged adults increases over young adults like it did in the 80s and 90s, stocks surged. That may happen again. Right now, the 35 to 49-year-old demographic is definitely increasing. So Grindal says, watch out for the doomsayers. There's a very good chance that stocks will surge in the next 20 years or so. I kind of agree with him because of the same reason. Number nine, choosing an advisor. Flat fee or hourly rate is best. Assets under management or a wrap fee is normally 1%. A lot of places are less than that now. That's way too high. If you can get an advisor that has 0.5% or less, probably okay, but hourly or flat fee is actually going to be your best bet. There are several online firms or larger firms that have low fees. Betterment and Wealthfront are between 0.15% and 3.5%, which is low to manage your assets. Vanguard will manage your assets for 0.3%. Now, why would you have them do that? I don't know. Just getting a target date fund and not having to worry about it. They have some other options too. Some other index funds might be easier. Number 10, credit cards. What's the best credit card right now? Well, we know that airlines are putting more and more restrictions on how much you're going to get as far as rewards. Also, there's too many restrictions on getting seats. So I am not in favor of airline credit card reward programs. Capital One Quicksilver is one which pays 1.5% for anything cash back. I think that's probably the best. There are other programs that pay more than 2% going to various stores or buying various products. I think that's too restrictive also. So Capital One Silver right now, I think, is the best card to get.